Okay, this is the bulky coat, right front, part 1. We're going to start with pockets. We're going to knit 2 pocket linings. We're going to do it in the creamy color, but not the coconut cream. So basically the white color. And I'm going to start with some waste yarn over the needles so that I don't have to struggle at all. So start with waste yarn. I'm going to do a double E-wrap for the simple reason that I want this secure. And then I'll put a small cast-on comb on it. Could I do this directly with the main yarn? I could, but I'm not going to. I am going to lower the tension on my carriage to 5. Grab a short comb. Connect it angrily. Pull it down a little bit. And now I'm just going to knit a couple rows. There you go, no big deal. Loop on purpose. Cut the yarn. Reset my row counter. Clip. Wrong clip. Clip and unclip. Bring in my using yarn. E-wrap. Now you want to leave enough of a tail that you can seam this thing when you're done. I know that seems counterproductive. Okay, so the total amount of rows is 44, but we want to make sure that we end on the opposite side of where we started. So it might be 43, 43, it might be 45. Or it might be 44. I don't know. We'll find out. Again, you're at tension 5, and we're just going to knit to row 40 at least. Okay, I'm going to add more weight because it's not going to hurt it. All right, here we go. course. A yarn frog. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Of course. Knew that was going to happen. Okay, that's 40. So 44 will be fine. See, 43 would have us end on the same side that we started. So 44. We're now going to leave a generous yarn tail. For seaming. Putting the waste yarn again. Knit across. Put in a loop on purpose to make disconnecting a little bit easier. There we go. Cut the waste yarn. Bring it all forward. Now you're going to latch tool it off. Oop, that is not a latch tool. And remove all your weights. And then repeat. So come back when you have 2 of these. All right, we start with the right hand side of the front of the sweater. The first thing we're going to do is take a deep breath, and we will go from left 33, 1, 2, 3, to 19 right. I'm going to put every other needle out of work, and then we're going to work with some waste yarn and put on a cast on comb. And I can see that we cannot see this at all in the camera, so I'm going to move the camera so we can see what we're doing. Okay, we will be going from 33 left to 34 right. By the time we are done this front of the project, we are also going to be doing pockets, and we're going to be marking for buttons. So there's a lot going on. We have a list. We're going to stick to it, and we're going to make sure that we're okay. So I'm going to start with what I said. Every other stitch out of work. Oh, actually I should do that the opposite way. Okay, hang on. Opposite way. So start with these ones. Okay. Waste yarn, still tension 5. That hasn't changed. Put a clip on it. And now you need to find a cast on comb that is fairly long. I think this was just a little bit too short. Let me see if I have another one here. Same length. Same length. What's this one? I seem to have a affection for the same length. This one's good. So we will not be going any wider on the left, but we will be going wider on the right. To be clear. Okay, we have managed to connect to all the stitches. Using all of the claw weights that I have. Let's see if I have some more here. All right, that should be okay for now. Let me bring back forward all the ones we pushed back. And now we double check. We have right 19, left 33, going to knit across for at least 10 rows. Okay, loop on purpose. Knitting across. Cutting the yarn. Now I'm going to E-wrap. Sorry. Are we playing? We are. Okay. Now, the reason why I am starting on the curved side is because I do not want to have any yarn tails on the curved side. I want to keep the yarn tails to the underarm seam. And yeah, I had to think about that really hard. So, because we are doing the E-wrap first, we make sure that we have the E-wrap starting on the underarm seam or side seam. And we will do the left side the opposite direction. I do not count the cast on as a first row of knitting. We are at tension 5. We are in normal knitting. Our punch card is at row 1. It is locked in. I'm now getting rid of my waste yarn. Introducing my coconut cream. Making sure it's not going to get tangled. Properly on the machine. using the take-up spring. Deep breath. Okay, I need a coffee. This was stressful. Okay, coffee break's over. This is row 1. We make sure that our row counter tripper is engaged. We're still at tension 5. Punch card is locked in. We're going to knit across 1 row. Set the carriage to Casey. Knit back across. Now we do need to increase, sorry, my chair is being bad, 3 stitches. So before we do anything else, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We can bring them forward. Now, one of the things that I can do, and I will do, is I'm going to put my tuck and weaving brushes on for just a few minutes because I have such a large increase and I won't be able to put a claw weight on that for a few minutes. Nice and calm. Increase tension to 6. MC. Bring in second yarn. Now, the second yarn is going to knit first. This is going to be a little scary. Because the second yarn is going to knit first, and then this white yarn is going to get carried. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo the white, and I'm going to E-wrap my coconut cream. Put it behind this white one, and I'm going to lock in the white one on the second of the ones that are in E. Now that may seem like a little weird thing to do, but I think that it will help lock everything in and hide what's going on. Ooh, I also have a little yarn issue again. Deep breath. Tension 6. Unlock your punch card. You're at row 2. Going for row 3. Everything looks good. Okay, so these look a little scary. We're just going to move them. We do need to increase 1 stitch here on the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move all 3 this time over. Okay. Grab the purl bump from underneath because we don't have a purl bump from the other ones. So purl bump here. There we go. Move these all forward. Deep breath. Going across. I'm going to call it right there and we'll do part 2.